Okay.
Oh,
Are you all right?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, good evening, everybody. What's going on? Welcome back to Monday. Welcome back to the Mayor Shop. I'm Mike. This lovely lady here, that's Wendy. She's so beautiful, don't you agree? Yeah. So, hey, welcome back to the Mayor Shop. It's good to see you all in here. It's Monday.
Hey, Sheila Wright. Thanks
Hey.
for jumping in here early with us. Always glad when you show up in the shop. If you guys have been with us for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the change, otherwise known as menopause. Yeah, y'all. Whoo, it's getting hot in here.
Oh my. So you just jumping right
Jumping
in
right
there.
in. If
Okay.
you were here with us last week, we kind of cracked that thing open. Or, I mean, I guess was last week the first week? Or this is part 2 or part 3?
This is part 2 of this piece of it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. So, welcome back in. I mean, I don't have to say what we were talking about last week because basically this is what we were talking about last week.
Yes.
But we're going into part 2 of our talk on it. Hey, Byron
BJ,
Jackson,
what's up, man?
what's poppin'? You already know.
Why you you seem very excited right now.
I'm very tired right now.
Okay.
I'm trying to motivate myself. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? It's hot. It's still hot in Georgia. We're still in Augusta, but we're about to hit the road, y'all. And so if you know, you know. If you know.
I-95 quarter, y'all get ready.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So anyway, but we're glad you're joining us in the shop. So yes, if you came back, you're here for part 2. Hopefully, if you thought what we shared already is something that should be shared with somebody else, you've already tagged them and dragged them in. Hey, Lynn Lou, I was waiting on you. Yes, cuz, thanks for coming back. Yeah, you know, menopause, I mean, the conversations we've been having, the stuff that's been out there, I mean, it's a hot topic.
Ha ha.
And right off the top, I want to
I
make a
don't-
correction. Johnny Foster joined us last week, and he asked a very important question.
Wait.
And I have a
wait.
correction.
Wait. Can we wait for the correction? We just need a little.
Hey, yes.
We just need a little more. Let's just let people let them get in here.
Come
Whoa.
on in.
Pump
Hey,
your,
hey,
Pump
hey.
your brakes. Pump
Okay,
your brakes a
hey,
little
Lisa
bit.
McNeil. Oh, 109 in Dallas?
109.
Oh, my goodness.
That's Tejas
Woo,
for you.
bless y'all. Bless y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, Lisa, I agree. The change sounds more innocent than it actually is. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. So,
Yes.
what would you call it? I'm curious. I mean, for those of y'all that are already in here, what would y'all call it? If you don't want to call it the change, what would you appropriately name this period of time in our lives? Because it's not just a woman's challenge, a woman's issue, a woman's thing. What would you call it? Just curious. As we give people time to come on in the room.
What would you call it? The storm?
Inferno. The Inferno. Yeah. I like that. Because it's a bit of a force to be reckoned with. I agree. A hot
mess.
mess. Thank you,
Hilarious.
Deborah Burnett Ford. Yes.
Y'all are funny.
It's a whole hot mess. I love that. Yeah.
That's
I
good.
could get with that. I mean, on any day, it's a full hot mess. It's an inferno. Yeah. I love it. I love it. The
love
storm
that.
is perfect. Yeah, I
Perfect
love
storm.
that. It's the perfect storm.
I feel like a line of T-shirts coming on right now.
I think
I don't know if
you can
that's-
put all of those things on there. You know, that's in right now. All those little patches that you could put like on a jean jacket with some, with like a bejeweled little like flame, right?
That's funny. That's in right now. That's back.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know
patches
that.
are totally back. I mean, at least they were last week. I mean, who knows what it is right now?
Patches. My first, memory of patches. My dad, he was in a bass fishing club back in the day, and so you have sponsor patches and manufacturer patches and club patches and all kind of patches. It's like a
Yeah.
green jacket with all these patches over it. I really wanted one of those.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. And then, I guess who got patches? Do bikers have
Bowling.
patches? Bowlers.
Oh yeah, bikers have patches.
But don't bowlers wear like a vest or something?
No, you have like a bowling shirt.
Okay. Oh,
And
that's
you
right,
had-
a bowling shirt.
Yeah, and you
So,
put your patches on it, but jean jackets with patches or jeans, you can put
With
different
patches.
patches on a jean.
that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
it's a thing. Oh, midlife
Midlife
transition.
Transition.
Okay, BJ, we will take that under consideration, sir.
Oh boy.
I like
All
it.
right, get your people in here. Get them in here.
So
You know,
tag them, drag them, bring them on in.
call them. Go old school. Call them. Just say, hey, Google marriage shop.
Yeah, it's
Get in there.
crazy because you
Yeah.
know we used to really kind of get on our kids about making phone calls, right? We were
Uh-huh.
like, you need to learn the art of actually making the phone call.
Yeah.
Forget all this texting
Yeah.
and emailing and the drive-by communication. Call somebody. But if I'm honest, I don't like to call people.
I don't like to call people. I prefer to text them. If you want to call me, maybe they'll call me back, or maybe they won't.
I'm like, wait, what's that sound? Is my phone
Oh,
ringing?
no. Ringing?
Oh, don't call
Do
me.
you want to answer this?
I
Anyway.
know. Anyway, so can we get into it now? Because we got a lot to cover. We can't
let's
can't
go.
drag too much. So
Okay, let's go.
thank you guys for jumping in here early. So if you're just joining us for the first time ever, we're glad you're here. If you were here with us last week, thank you for rocking with us again. And so you're in the marriage shop. Yes, you found the right spot. And we happen to be in our series talking about menopause. And although menopause primarily affects women, it really impacts all of us. And so
That's right.
that's what we're really going to get in tonight. So this is part 2 of our series talking about menopause, otherwise known as the Inferno.
Well, that's funny, or the perfect storm. So, but I want to be clear.
Yes.
Like, this is a chapter in a larger series. Remember, we started with that question several weeks ago. Do you remember what the question was?
No, what's the question?
It was, does your grace have limits? And so we're talking about things that test the limits of your ability to demonstrate grace, right? And so we just jumped in with this one because a lot of people deal with this, and we're like, you know what? Let's not mess around with it. Let's grab a tough one.
Yeah, it's
So,
a tough one.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy Cochran.
What's
Yeah,
up, Randy?
yeah. He
Bad.
says, good evening, everyone. So on Randy
Shreveport
Cochran's behalf,
is in the house.
good evening to all of you.
He just said it to everybody.
I know, but just in case they didn't see his comment,
All right.
I'm sharing it. All right, so we're in part 2 of the menopause talk, yes?
Yeah.
Or otherwise known as the hot mess,
Oh. Yes.
or the midlife transition.
Or the-
I love it. What?
that's
So,
what it is.
Right off the top, I have a correction to make. So if you were on last week, hey, Johnny Foster, you are right on time.
Right on
so,
time, man.
thank
I'm
you for
glad you're here.
coming back, sir.
Yeah.
So I have a correction for you, Johnny. You asked a very important question in terms of, does the body temperature actually change? And I said, Mike can answer that question because laying next to me, he could touch my body and he can actually feel that the temperature of my body, heat, actually changes, and to the touch, my skin actually does radiate heat. But the truth is, my internal body temperature does not change. If you put a thermometer in my mouth or you scanned my forehead, it would not say that my core body temperature actually changes, because it does not. My ability to thermoregulate is what changes. So my brain is actually telling my body that, oh, wait a minute, something has shifted, and perhaps everything needs to work harder to cool me down. And so all of a sudden, everything starts to work. My hormones are sending the wrong signals, and now everything's working, and I am sweating profusely. Typically, it could be any time of the day, but there are hot flashes and then there are night sweats. And so women deal with different things at different times, but the core body temperature does not actually change due to menopause. So I wanted to put that correction out there because I misspoke last week, and I want to make sure to the best of our ability that we put out accurate information. So although I feel like I might be 120 degrees, in fact, I might be 98.6, but to the touch, I might be feeling like I'm 150. I'm just saying.
So I owe all of you an apology because I let the pressure get to me, y'all. Because she looked at me and she's like, do I? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like, what do you mean you don't know? And so I'm like, yes.
Because the truth is, when you touch me, I'm hot.
Right. And so the science is, like you said, your body reacts like it is responding to like a hot weather event, right? It's causing you to sweat and all that stuff, and it's actually pushing blood into the extremities. Interesting thing that we read was that sometimes the core temperature actually drops a bit because the blood is rushing out to the surface of the skin.
Yes.
Very interesting. So I apologize, y'all, because I said, hey, I wanted to be like, well, I'm not sure. And she's like, the pressure. I succumb to the pressure, y'all.
As do many men in this situation, right? So whether your woman is opening the window, turning on a fan, doing whatever, getting ice water, that's what happens. And so, sir, we wanted to give you accurate information. But I can tell you, we are convinced in that absolute moment, just as Lisa has said, that we are hot from the inside out because it absolutely feels like we are burning up from the inside out.
And it's an actual real sensation of being hot. It's not, it's happening.
It is happening.
It's what we call, it's just individualized. It's like a window unit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so with that said, hot flashes and night sweats are absolutely one of the symptoms that some women experience. Not all women experience, and it's interesting because I have an older sister, didn't have hot flashes at all, and we're in the same family. So it is not a genetic thing; it is an individual thing, and not all women have all of the same symptoms. Yeah. So we're not going to use all of tonight to talk about symptoms, but we did want to round out a couple of more symptoms because most people think that menopause in its entirety is hot flashes, irritability, night sweats, joint issues, right?
Well, I think
sleep issues.
Yeah, I think most people and so I'm from the outside looking in.
Yes.
As a man, if you ask me menopause symptoms, joints are not coming to mind at all.
Oh, joints don't come to mind at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just rounding that out. Okay, so we absolutely have joint issues. Frozen shoulder is a huge thing for a lot of women that are in menopause. So frozen shoulder syndrome is a real thing. You wake up in the morning and you don't know what you're going to get. Hey, so my cousin she on fire at 67. Hey. This thing is real, and here's the thing that nobody told me. I just happen to be one of them hot mamas, right? So perimenopause is when it may begin. Perimenopause continues until you get in. We talked about this last week, all of the different phases: perimenopause, menopause, and then postmenopause. Here's what they don't tell you: hot flashes and night sweats can continue after postmenopause. Once you get them, you may have them for the rest of your life. Congratulations.
Hey, you're a winner. And
you said, hey, you're a winner?
Yeah, I read something that actually makes that make sense.
Okay.
And so we're going to share
Please
it.
share.
Well, there's
not today.
Well, no, we can share it today. There's an article, and we'll talk about some of the things in it. We won't get through all of the things in it today, but it's by Dr. Mary Claire.
Okay.
Right, and this is actually on Substack, and there's an article. It's a man's guide to menopause. I'm going to drop it here in the chat so you all can check it out. But we've been talking about this, and I've been with you through this whole ride, thinking I'm paying attention, right? But there's some cool things in this article. Not by cool, I mean they really help to, I think, build a level of understanding. So I highlighted a few of them, right?
Okay.
And actually, this one paragraph begins what you talked about. One of the biggest myths that menopause means a few hot flashes and no more periods.
Yes.
But there's like so much more, right? So let me see. Blah blah blah. Skip that. Okay. 3 hormones involved: estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone.
Yes.
Right. This is what estrogen does. It does far more than regulate periods, right? Because we think estrogen fluctuation, period, boom. But this says it's receptors, and we talked a little bit about what receptors are, right? Yeah. Like your body has receptors all over, and hormones speak to those receptors to tell your body to do certain things.
Yes.
Check this out for estrogen. Receptors are spread throughout the brain, bones, muscles, blood vessels, bladder, immune system, and skin.
Yes.
Keeps blood vessels flexible, helps manage inflammation, preserves bone strength, support metabolism, protects memory and mood, And when it swings or drops abruptly, it disrupts your entire body system.
Exactly, which
right?
is why
Yeah.
You wake up and there's like something new, right? And so, like I was saying, frozen shoulder, or you can't explain why you have muscle aches that you didn't have. You can't explain why you're extremely tired. Fatigue is huge. It's just like you can be so tired, like you can't even move. You're just so tired. And then as soon as you get into bed to go to sleep, you are wide awake. Like, oh my gosh, we're all up at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. And these are people that are on Facebook. Hey, Jeff Hill, that's exactly what I told y'all last week. Jeff Hill, one of the elders from the church. That's what he put out there a couple of years ago when I was mentioning this the first time. Veoza, I could not think of it. And he says Veoza, for some people, helps if you don't have any kidney problems. You had blacked it out. I couldn't see it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. And so, okay, but let me go back. So Johnny Foster says, I once got overheated while playing basketball when I was a lot younger, and I started feeling like I was freezing. Yes, and that happens. Not the same, but I do understand how the body can send confusing signals. Yes, exactly. It's that kind of thing. Lisa says, itching skin, vaginal dryness, anxiety, depression, insomnia, hip pain, brain fog, low libido. Yes, all of those things. For some women, but not all women, but that is absolutely tied to estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. Terry Allen, can a couple share the same space but have completely different emotional and physical experiences? Like when one is having hot flashes and the other doesn't understand? Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. So when I'm burning up hot, he could be cold. When he's cold, I'm hot. Every single day we experience that. Thanks, Jeff, for dropping that in there. We were talking about different types of medications. We also talked about hormone replacement therapy. We did discuss that it's not always an option for every person, so you really have to personalize solutions for your specific need. Terry, thanks for being here. We missed you last week. Does grace require me to accept her experiences like a hot flash? Here's the thing. Grace is the thing that can lead to better understanding. It also leads to empathy. It leads us to a place where we are better able to meet and understand each other's needs. Grace is really what buys you time in order for you to better understand and meet each other in a place before frustration and other things set in. But that's what tonight and next week are about. So you're kind of getting a little bit ahead of us, but we are getting there. So thank you, sir, for jumping in there and helping us. So Larry Ferguson says, does this happen to women over the age of 60?
100%.
100%. It can happen to women beginning at in and around the periods from the age of 30 all the way up to the age of 60. It's an individualized process, and there's a range of ages, so it all depends. The best way to know what's happening with your woman in her life is through conversation and really kind of having conversations, because she may not know what's happening with her until you are having the conversation with her, and through exploration, explanation, and doing a little research. Both of you, because she may not even know what's going on until the two of you together are doing this and start digging a little bit to find out what's going on with her and maybe with you as well.
Yep.
Yes.
And speaking of digging,
yes.
I got more. I'm dropping
You've been doing some research, y'all.
I'm dropping this article in the chat.
Yes.
Now, understand, this article has a bias toward hormone replacement therapy. That's something that you really need to investigate, like with your provider, you know, and really kind of research and understand if that's for you. So there's a couple of paragraphs in there that really reveal that bias, but there's a lot of good stuff in here. Here's one. I'm like, oh my goodness. All right, so progesterone, right?
Yes.
It says that progesterone is just as important as estrogen, right? Why? Because it studies the second half of the menstrual cycle, supports restful sleep, and calms the nervous system. So I'm like, okay, fine. But when I read this article a little bit deeper, it says when women say they feel, or they can say they can feel wired but exhausted, tired, yet unable to get restorative sleep. Like, there's that duality there sometimes. And it's like, well, if you say this, then why that? I think that can be a common thing if you're living with a woman kind of going through it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, you said you're tired. Why are you up all night?
Yeah.
Right?
And we had fights about that. And
Yeah.
to the point where Mike was like, I just don't understand why you on your phone scrolling at 2 a.m. And I'm like, because I can't sleep. And then it became, I don't understand why you're trying to regulate what I'm doing. I'm trying to regulate what I'm doing. I don't need you to regulate what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. And so that is a common thing that may even be happening in your household. We're trying to figure out how to best regulate ourselves. And we know you love us, but trust us when I tell you that we're not trying to fight you. We're not your enemy. We don't want to become your enemy, and we don't want you to become ours. So the best thing that we could do, and I love it, that who was it that said, somebody in there said something about, there was something, maybe you had to go back. But thank you, Randy, for saying conversation is the key that unlocks confusion.
Yeah, conversation.
Yes, I love that.
And so it doesn't allow us, actually getting into the next time's topic, but it doesn't, we don't have the option to just dip out and be like, hey, handle that. And when you get done, come back and holler at me. That's not an option.
No.
We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, because we're not talking about a one and done. We're not talking about go fix that or just take this and then come back and see me or get yourself together and then come see about me. This is a years-long process. But there's good news. And the good news is if you're able to hang in there through this, I think even your article says is that last third is good. Like really, really good.
Really, really good. So, drop the article in the chat. This is a scripture I'm going to bring back over and over and over again. This is for the men specifically.
Yeah.
It's 1 Peter 3, verse 7. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7 says, likewise, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as the weaker vessel, since they are heirs with you of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. Some people get stuck on the weaker vessel thing, and we've explained that before. I don't want to get into it too much tonight. She's made of different stuff, right? Yeah. But those things, what she's made of is required and necessary. What's the difference between a cardboard box and a crystal glass, right? One might say that crystal is a weaker material, but a cardboard box cannot hold liquid. It can't contain what that crystal glass can, right? So I don't want y'all to get too caught up on that, but husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way. How do you have understanding, right? So we'll talk more about getting understanding later, but I just want to put that scripture out there, 1 Peter 3:7, because we'll be coming back to it. More fascinating things that I pulled out of this article.
Yeah, but before you get to that,
Yes.
I love this. And Terry, you know Big Mama was full of wisdom, but he says, ruh-roh. Big Mama said, what you not going to do is tell me not to be hot. Embrace and understand the shift is temporary.
Yes.
I mean, we could just plaster that and like post it at the front door, right? It is temporary. At the time, it feels like it's forever. And I can tell you that enduring anything, it's challenging because when you're in it, it is everything. Yeah. But knowing that this too shall pass it is hope filled, right? Yes. And knowing that you don't have to go through it alone. There's so many different things that can be helpful, but finding the thing that works for you is the best advice that we could give. So Mike pinned the article here. There is a book that's available on Amazon that's called The New Menopause that has been helpful for many, many women. The New Menopause. I'm not sure who the author is, but I know it's the only one out there that's called The New Menopause. Dana Jones-Stokes, thanks. We're always glad when you're here. She says, magnesium glycinate has been a life changer for me when it comes to getting a decent night's sleep. Huh. I love that.
Isn't that what my sisters
That's what your sister said.
Yeah.
I tried to get him to spray it on his feet. He's like, I don't want to spray magnesium on my feet. There's so many different things that might help you. Hey, Jamila, yay!
Oh, what's going
You
on?
made it to the live. Welcome. So I love it. Here's the thing. What we're trying to do is do something that we haven't often done, and that's to talk about the things that a lot of people don't talk about. And it's just one way to educate us and help you educate others, because the more that we talk about it, the more that we can dispel some of the myths and help to educate and help more people.
On with the education.
Yes, on with the education.
So
what else
oftentimes
we
think women, some of us think women, we think estrogen, right?
Yes.
We don't even know what progesterone is. And some people don't know that women also have testosterone in their system. The body, and men actually have some estrogen in our system, right? The body is constantly trying to balance, right? But testosterone, why does it matter?
Yes.
Supports muscle mass, bone strength, sexual desire, and steady energy.
Yes.
The thing I didn't realize about testosterone is that women have lower levels of it than men. I understood that, but the way that testosterone leaves your body, it's not the same way that estrogen and progesterone do. Those are more sudden and erratic.
Yes.
Whereas testosterone is more of kind of a slow burn, right? Steadily over the years and losing a small percentage every year.
Yes.
Why does that matter? It's because for men's experience, like testosterone is kind of the dominant hormone.
Yes.
And so we, over the course of years, lose it steadily, little by little. And so we don't have a good frame of reference for what it is to hit a brick wall with your hormones, right? You mind your business, then boom, it gets crazy all of a sudden. That's not the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so I think that's important. But testosterone is important for women as well, because you begin to, you've been talking about, kind of lose that stamina, and you don't feel as energetic, as strong, right?
As energetic, as strong. And then what happens is, and we've talked about this for years, when you talk about going to the gym or losing weight or doing any of those things, right? You hit this point where men around that same age, if your partner is around your same age, your husband, your spouse is the same age as you are, when we hit this place where we're like, okay, we're getting into our 40s and 50s, we want to make sure we stay healthy. Let's go ahead. Let's start working out like you did. Yeah. Let's go to the gym together. And we're in there. We could be working out hard. I mean, I could be doing CrossFit. I could be doing all of this stuff, right? Mike could go in there and pick up some free weights, right? He could do 15 minutes. I could do an hour and a half. I could be doing 25 different things. We come out. He's like, at the end of the week, he has lost 25 pounds. He's like, super toned. It looks like he's gone through like a whole year of working out. I lose like a half a pound. And no, in fact, I probably gained 5 pounds. And it looks like I haven't done any work. And it's kind of like a cruel joke. Like, what is happening? Hormones is happening. In fact, and it's like, why is this way? Well, it's hormones. It's hormones. And what happens is around that midsection, it happens to women. You get a menopause belly. No matter what you do, no matter how many sit-ups, no matter how many push-ups, it does not matter. You're going to get an inner tube around your belly.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And it's kind of like, you're kidding me. Nothing but surgery or some other kind of intervention will prevent that. Well, it's just not fair, right? Now, I'm not saying that everybody's just going to blow up. What I'm saying is there's some things that physiologically will happen, right?
Yeah.
Now, depending on your body mass, and some other things, not everybody's going to get just this huge inner tube around their belly. But historically, that's what happens. And it is just, let's blame Eve.
And but the Lord, he didn't list out all the things. He just, some of you have to find out on your own. But I think it's important, because I think your comment about weight is important, because there's a lot of things that estrogen does to regulate body weight, to regulate cholesterol and other things, right? And so when that's gone, your body the body has this remarkable ability to adapt, but it requires time to adapt. And so
Yeah.
it's not just as simple as far as the weight gain goes. It's not just as simple as, hey, do more exercise, like, the balance of the food and all that stuff, that we talk about.
Yeah.
It's not always that simple, even though we want to make it that simple. But there have
do.
been several questions about diet and exercise, and those things are critical particularly as your body's adapting to this new normal. It's important to hold the line on those things as much as you can.
Yes.
Right? Because once the adaptation has taken place, right, you want to be in a good healthy state, and being and exercising and eating and all that stuff, I think it will help your body to do whatever it needs to do in order to adapt.
Absolutely.
But it's not like an overnight just hit the switch, do the thing.
Absolutely.
But y'all understand that was hyperbole, like that whole
was.
Mike can work out for a week thing, even though, I mean, that'd be very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a minor exaggeration, but my point is, I mean, just like in pregnancy, right? I mean, you don't just say, "Well, I'm going to gain weight anyway," so there's no point. I mean, certainly for cardiac health, for overall health, there is benefit to eating healthy, having good habits, and being physically, fit and strong. I'm not suggesting that you shouldn't do those things, but I am suggesting that you should not beat yourself up or become discouraged if you still have, because you're going to have fat pads in certain places that you can't fight. So it's not that you're not doing the right things or that you're weak in some way. It's that you can't fight physiology when it comes to certain ways that your body changes. So let's go back, because you guys are dropping some great things in here. So Terry says natural meds are red clover, black cohosh, soy isoflavones, alert not to be combined at all. Yes. So great. You're spot on with a lot of things.
Those?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of those things are very helpful, even for hot flashes, especially the black cohosh. So Lisa says magnesium complex worked well for me, but I still had to resort to HRT because of the long list of symptoms. Exactly. You have taken the time to find out exactly what's going to work for you. Hey, Tommy, thanks for being here. And Tommy is, he has some some street cred when it comes to what's good for your body. Dietary intake, exercise, and sleep are essential to health. Yes. Where does healthy eating and exercising come in? I think we talked about that a little bit. It is essential, especially as we age. Again, staying mobile, doing the things that are good for health overall, absolute must as you go through these things, because, again, this is a period of time. It's not this is what it's going to be for the rest of your life. As much as you can obtain a baseline and stick to that baseline despite these changes, the easier it's going to be as you move through this transition. Let's see. Women says, ha, 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 you laughed at me. Now what's wrong with you, hubby? Absolutely. It does happen that way. It's me now. It's going to be you next. That's not it's not a threat, but it does. There is a little bit of an exchange, and we'll get to that. That's coming up in the series. Randy said, oh, nope, that was Randy. That was it. So Johnny says, is there a medical test that tells men that you are entering the change? If I knew it was starting, I would be better prepared to deal with it. I thought she was just being mean to me. Here's the thing, and Johnny, I'll just talk from personal experience. When I had that first hot flash and I was like, woo, something is wrong, and I messaged my provider, she said to me, there is no medical test for this. If you think you're going in, you probably are. And here's the thing, the list of symptoms probably tells you there are tests that can be done that look at different hormone levels, but there's no specific test that says you are entering into perimenopause or menopause itself. You can look at the different hormone levels, but there isn't a test. And there are several tests that look at the different levels.
And that's why I think next time we're going to get into some of what to do and perhaps what not to do, because oftentimes it's like, hey, if you can show me some documentation, some evidence, now I'll believe you, now I'll support you, now I'll get it. It's important to be able to get it just because she said it. So, having said that, can we talk about sex for a second?
Oh, yeah, we're getting there. Well, let's get through the comments. I know.
Oh,
let's get through the comments.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Terry, thanks for replying to Byron Jackson. He says that's overall crucial. Deborah Burnett, don't get me wrong. I love the sweets and I eat them, but a gut healthy diet helps with the belly bloat. Absolutely. Spoken like a man. All of those help. However, biology isn't fair. Love it. That's why I'm confused with my wife, LOL. She's 6 months pregnant and has stayed the same weight through the entire pregnancy and sometimes has even lost weight. And that's not unusual, especially if she was super healthy at the beginning. Now, there's going to be a point in her pregnancy that she's going to gain weight. It is inevitable, and it may not be until the absolute last 8th or 9th month. Some women, physiologically, that's just what it is. Now, I mean, it just depends. It is unusual, but it's not unheard of. And so, it's okay as long as her physician says that it is okay. So don't be overly concerned or caught up with that. Just make sure that she's eating healthy and that she's staying hydrated.
Now, Jay, she hit it. I'm like, all right, Daniel. Now that's a whole different. That's on the other end of the spectrum.
It is.
But no, but thanks for that response.
Yeah. Because again, and just like I said about all of the other stuff, every woman is unique.
Yes.
And back to the others that were saying, is there any way to know? How would I know? Remember, we don't always know. We don't always know. It's like, wait a minute. It takes a minute for it all to kind of catch up. Like, wait, this has been happening over and over, or it's been a while. Let me try to figure out what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Until we read something. So I love all of those things. So, okay. I mean, I love everything that you're sharing.
So
we're trying to help. And can't answer it all. Yes.
Yeah, no, as I saw, I just see, I haven't read Terry's comment yet, but I kind of see how it's starting. Disclaimer, like, the opinion shared on the Marriage Shop are not those necessarily of Wendy and Mike, and any medical advice is not medical advice. We don't give medical advice.
Yes.
So there's that. But take the chat and do your research as you see fit.
Yes. So where we were going tonight was to kind of wrap up some of those symptoms. We gave you 2 sources to take a look at, an article and a book. We want you to look at the symptoms that you may be having, but more than anything, like we always do, we're trying to start a conversation for you, a conversation between you and your wife, in this case, as we talk about menopause and the change. So your wife could be in perimenopause, she may be in menopause, or she may be postmenopausal, but the point is to have a conversation. What is she experiencing, or has she experienced? Where is she? Is she going in? Is she coming out? Is she done? All of those things are important, and what might she be needing from you at this point? But what we're going to transition to is, how does this impact the relationship between the two of you, whether that's in the form of conversation, tension, frustration, and what we're going to talk about right now is how does that potentially impact sex? Let's do it.
You first.
So one of the physiological changes that we talked about is you were talking about estrogen and progesterone and some of the changes that occur. So one of the things that we know is that estrogen really does have an impact on the female organs, right? So we talk about, you want me to talk about that?
You're talking about it now. Yes.
So specifically, so I'm going to talk about the female reproductive organs, specifically the outside organs of the female. So we're talking about the vagina. I'm not getting into the uterus or anything inside the woman's body, and I have to be careful about this because as soon as you start talking about reproductive organs, we get all kinds of trolls and creeps that come onto Facebook or YouTube. Yeah. So I'll try to keep it as clean as I can, but the whole point is this: things change.
When I know you're on a roll, but you said you're not going to talk about the uterus and all that stuff, but there's a quick answer to this one question: How do hysterectomies factor in?
Oh yes, and we talked about that. Who said that?
That's BJ.
Oh, BJ. Okay. So we talked about that. Hysterectomies mean that depending on when they happen, once a hysterectomy is had, it is instant, or it's called a surgical menopause. So once a hysterectomy happens, they are automatically in menopause, meaning cessation of periods and no longer able to have children. So you're not in a perimenopause phase. You skip right into menopause, meaning cessation of periods. And then from that point, postmenopausal.
So basically what you're saying is a process that can take years to go through.
10 to 15.
You're there, boom, like virtually overnight.
overnight.
Okay.
Bam, menopause.
Right.
You leave, you come out of surgery in menopause.
Yep. So that can be a whole trip.
A whole trip.
All right. Continue.
Instant. So Lisa mentioned it in her comment, vaginal dryness. So the way that I heard it described, and this is how desperate this person was, she put a post on Facebook that said, I am dealing with vaginal dryness that makes sex so painful that it feels like it's cutting me like 1,000 razor blades every time we have sex. Please help, anybody. And I'm thinking, if it's to the point where you're posting that on Facebook, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, what do? There's some women who cannot do hormone replacement therapy because of risk factors. And we kind of talked about that briefly last week. And although HRT has changed a little bit because they no longer have the black box warnings in terms of breast cancer or cancer risks or cardiac threats, it's still not the drug of choice for all women. And so the idea that it feels like 1,000 razor blades cutting you, the idea that you can't have penetrative sex with your husband because it is that painful, can you imagine that sacrifice? To go through that every time just because you want to be close to your husband. How do you overcome something like that?
Yeah. And if you knew that as a husband, is this what you want your wife to be experiencing?
Mm-hmm. And Jamila says, desert status, Sierra Desert. So completely dry. I mean, no matter how much water you drink, no matter how much lubrication, there is no way to overcome the dry. We're talking sandpaper, scratchy dry. Mm-hmm. What do you do with that? Do you still implore your wife? Do you say, well, let me just...
No, yeah, that's it.
What do you do? Okay, so you asked the question. What's your question?
What?
You just you posed the question.
I did.
Yeah, you said as a man.
I did. Did I finish my question?
Yeah, you said as a man.
No,
how do you approach
I
your
said.
wife, or what do you do?
No, I didn't say how you approach her. I said how could you expect her to go through that kind of pain, right? And so because I think a lot of times it can be very self-serving. So sex can, right? I mean, ideally that's not the case, but in reality, it can be self-serving. And how do you know if it's self-serving, right? Because you somehow forget about the satisfaction of the other person because, hey, I need to be satisfied. So more about that the next time. But I think that just that idea of like it being painful, not because just inherently, you know what, she doesn't love you, and she doesn't want to be close to you and all that. But there's like a physical thing going on.
Right.
That I think it's important to recognize. You also talked about how the blood supply changes and shifts.
Right. So Johnny says, okay, does my grace have limits?
That's the question.
That's the question.
Yeah.
Randy says, does that get better later? It can. It depends. There are solutions. There are estrogen creams. There are different types of things. There are specific and special lubricants. There are things that you can test and try. But again, starts with conversation, starts with exploration. There are things that you absolutely have to talk about it. It is a tender and a very sensitive issue that you absolutely must take your time with. It is a very sensitive and sacrificial subject. What do I mean by that? It may mean that for a period of time, you have to die to self in order to serve each other. Mm-hmm. It may mean that you have to find alternative ways to be able to be intimate, to be able to come back to each other. It may mean that you have to find ways to explore each other to be able to relearn each other. So what am I saying? Well, physiologically, her body changes. So I was talking about the woman's physiology, right? So at one point, there are two sets of, you want me to get into that?
I mean, I thought you just, no.
Okay. So what happens is, the tissues on her body are delicate, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happens is, if you imagine... I can't say that. I was about to say, Can't say that either. Okay, so I would just say, if you've ever had chapped lips, I can say that, right?
Of course you can. What?
If you've ever had chapped lips, and you imagine if your lips were so chapped that you didn't even want, I mean, you couldn't eat anything. Like if you've ever had your lips like chapped and cracked, right? And you imagine that if you had to eat something that was going to expand your lips to the point where you knew that if you opened your mouth that it was going to cause them to crack and bleed, it would make you not want to eat, right? How far would you be willing to go? And so the idea is finding the breaking point, but finding a way to make it so that it's comfortable. I mean, it's hard to be descriptive, but not be explicit. And so what I'm saying is you have to work together to find a way for the two of you to make it work. Now, does it last forever? No. Are there solutions? Yes. Can you get through it together? Yes. Can you work with your provider to find solutions? Absolutely. Skin does break and skin does bleed. Yes, Byron Jackson. And infections can happen. That makes it worse. So what am I saying? Be tender, be patient, be loving, be caring, and be understanding.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you told me something the other day that, a lot of eye-opening conversations. But you're talking about how the blood supply, actually changes or even diminishes or goes away altogether to certain areas of the sexual organs, right? Thereby changing the sensitivity level and the sensation and all that thing. So for some people, it's like the old stuff's not working, and the old stuff's not working because things are not working the way they used to work, right? Yeah. And so I think it's important to be sensitive to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's not that what you used to do is not, it's not you. So again, I mean, I think everything that we said is true, right? It really is a time for the two of you. Think of it as opportunity. It's a time for the two of you to be intimate in a different way, right? It's a time for the two of you to really get to know each other in a different way, for you to be able to hear her differently and to allow her to be seen and heard and felt differently, right? Because I think that if we always do what we've always done, we'll always get what we've always got, right? I think I think we have to be less selfish. So let's see what Lisa said. If your wife has multiple symptoms, she is likely suffering. Try to educate yourself to better understand so you can love her through it. That's what we need the most, to feel heard and loved and supported while our mind and body feels like it's no longer ours. Very well said. Thank you, Lisa. Feel like they are no longer ours. Yes. Johnny says, we all should understand pain. If your satisfaction is causing her pain, it's time to find a workaround. Thank you, Johnny. I'm trying to be as clear as I can without being explicit. We don't have a marriage shop after dark, although that's been requested.
It's been requested.
But yes, it's hard to say. But again, I know that people take things personally, and it's kind of like, man, you used to always like this, and this always worked to get you excited or aroused or whatever, and now it seems like nothing is working. Yep. Well, again, don't take it personally. It probably has nothing to do with you, and I'm speaking to the husbands. And so if that's the case, again, start with conversation. So Terry says, pain is real, accept her declaration of pain. And she may not even express it as pain. And what it may be expressed as is not tonight, or not right now, or I'm not up to it, or I'm not feeling it. Please don't take it as I'm not feeling you. And that's often how it gets miscommunicated. Yeah. And that's where the tension and frustration comes in. You're feeling rejected. She's not rejecting you. She's protecting self. Let's see. Jamila says, I appreciate this conversation so much because I was never exposed to this topic growing up. Then my mom died young, so all of this stuff I'm learning in real time and through conversations like this. Praise the Lord. David Tyson Jr., this is a tough subject for men to understand. There is no class for us. There's no class for us either, David. We're working on it. BJ, every man doesn't have knowledge of menopause. They feel rejection and don't think about being sensitive towards their wife. I know, and it's hard because it's a hard conversation to have. It's not that, and I've even said it to Mike, it's not that I don't want you. I just don't want you right now.
Like that.
I don't want, and I've said, look, real talk, I've said, I have to weigh how much I feel like being hot,
Yes.
taking a shower, and the whole process.
Yes.
I'm just saying, and just consider that there's a whole process versus what it was when we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
It's different now. That's all. That's all. It's just different now.
And it's going to be different to some degree for everybody.
Yes.
But just like Jamila said, like people aren't talking about these things growing up, right? I mean, certainly fathers are not talking to sons about menopause, right?
No.
Because they're not equipped to do that. Mothers aren't talking to sons about menopause. I think somebody recommended last week that mothers should be talking to their sons about all this.
Yeah.
Right? Which is an interesting idea, but many of you know, probably most mothers would be mortified at the idea of having a conversation about menstrual periods and menopause and all that. They can't even have the conversation with their daughters a lot of times.
That's true.
Right. And so, but I think to some degree, that's why we're here, to break that thing open for you. Right. So that you all can perhaps create something new at home and have that conversation with one another, because too long we've been kind of living parallel lives. You know, somebody's going through something and somebody's waiting for them to finish going through it.
Yeah.
And that's not how marriage is intended to work, I don't think.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. And I too, my mother died when I was relatively young, so there's a lot of information that I just didn't have. And the truth is, we're just figuring it out together.
Yes.
And it's not easy. It's not easy. So yeah, can you scroll up a little bit?
Right there.
Yes. So. So Jamila says, plus convos with friends who are also going through the same issues and just as clueless as me. There should be a master class or something. We should have a take 30 something. Thanks, guys. Maybe we'll do a Zoom call.
We should do
we should do a Zoom call where we can really talk.
Or we can bring them on here live, but wherever. But we should do a Zoom like for specific things just like that. Yeah. Certainly this.
Well, we could take it offline a little bit.
Yeah, take it offline.
And we appreciate all the men that have been on this call, because you guys have been asking some excellent questions and giving some pretty amazing advice.
Y'all are giving some very specific details. It's like we got some people who've been through some things.
Yes, we do.
Who've learned a thing or two. So that's incredible.
And the wife does have to be willing, but I want to keep reiterating that oftentimes the wives, we don't know any more than you do. So give us a break. We're trying to figure it out too. Terry Allen, thank you to the Perrys for sharing. When couples are empowered with knowledge and tools, it strengthens the union. My mom mandated these talks with her children. The elephant in the room conversation has always been a welcome break from my current grief cycle after losing my beloved mother. And, we're truly still praying for you.
Yes, sir.
That grief cycle never ends. And so you're always in our prayers, Terry. Thank you for being here tonight.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, Lisa. She's talking to all her kids. I don't want any of them caught off guard like we were. Understood. Yeah. And you're right, Larry. We we are scared a little bit, but we're going to get through this thing, y'all. We appreciate y'all being with us tonight.
I thought Larry was saying we're scared.
Oh, y'all are scared. Oh.
Ain't nobody going in there. No. So.
Oh, my goodness. I've heard it said, I wish you were me for a day. Oh, y'all.
So, look.
Yeah.
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 So hopefully what you all are able to take this conversation and it kind of opens some doors. Yeah, I mean, and just open it while it's open. Go in there, just step in there right now. Don't let it swing back shut. We'll probably come back and just kind of clean this up a little bit, because we dipped into, hey, what do you do? We're going to dip a little bit deeper into that, give you some biblical, justification for why that might be the thing to do. But for men, study 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. All right. And so we'll get more into that.
Yeah.
Another time. Yeah.
So pray together, stay together, endure it, and check back in with us. We're not done with this series. Got a little bit more to talk about. We'll figure out how we can maybe take it offline. Yeah.
So we'll do part 3 of the change next time, and then we will jump to the next thing, right? The next thing that may challenge the limits of your grace. We'll get into that later. Y'all don't worry about it. All right. Are you ready to pray?
Yep.
Okay, y'all. Let's pray. If you would pray with us. Heavenly Father, we come tonight. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for blessing us to see another day, God. Thank you for the dialogue that we've had and that we are having. Help us to slow down so we can see one another, God, so we can understand one another better, so that we can love better, God, so that we can love the way that you love us, without condition. And so we thank you for everyone who is here. We ask you to bless every home, every family, every couple. We pray that our love for one another and our marriages is a shining example of your love toward us to the rest of the world. And we'll be sure to give you all the honor, the glory, and the praise, God. We thank you. We love you. We pray these and all blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Be blessed, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll try. All right. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's your boy, JC. I'm in the mood. Love, yeah. Lately I've been constantly thinking about you, babe. You drive me crazy, yeah. And girl, I want this. Got me all up in my feelings. Oh, what a feeling, yeah. I knew the first time I laid eyes on you that you would be here forever. I'm not being arrogant, and I still can't take my eyes off you, 'cause you made me better, so much better. I'm in the mood to love you for a lifetime. I'm in the mood to love you for a lifetime, baby. I love your kindness, I love your confidence. Ooh, you're the finest. So glad you're mine, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't wanna be with nobody else. Give me your love, that's all the wealth I need. Baby, you're priceless to me, yeah. To love you for a lifetime. I'm in the mood to love you for a lifetime, yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa. Promise I'ma be around, I'ma always hold you down. Won't you come and hold me now? Won't you come and hold me now? I just got a new coupe, yeah, I know I got a roof, but I always keep it down with you, yeah. And I know they see you, girl, you're my queen, and beauty speaks for itself loud and clear, yeah. So throw it in the air. It's the sweetest sound to follow my ear. And I want the world to know I'll love you forever. And that's a long time, babe. But I got time for you, babe.